Yo, good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Big week ahead here, guys. Big week. Don't expect a whole lot of action. Maybe we get little moves today, but I don't expect a whole ton of stuff until Wednesday. We got FOMC meeting starting tomorrow, all right? And that leads into Wednesday, and we'll see what happens there. Now, I'm not too concerned about whether they raise 25 basis points or 50 basis points. I think that's irrelevant right now. I think the main thing to watch out for is going to be the federal funds rate. If they increase that again, I think that'll draw the market back down. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. And ready to get started here on the week and get to work. Now, today's watch list, watching SPY, GMVD, GNS, Tesla. Let's get right on into it here. We only got about a minute and a half before the bell rings. SPY, go over here to a daily chart real quick. SPY, simply just watching to see if we can hold resistance. And for that, I'll take you over here, or back up over it, take you over here to this 3-minute chart. You can see this 402.60 zone, resistance here, resistance in here, right? Then support right in here before that big push. We were back underneath it in pre-market, and look at that, resistance, resistance. We're back up over it now. So I'm kind of expecting possibly a choppy session, but if we do get underneath that level, I expect us to get back down there and test the 400 zone. All right. Now, let's switch this to a daily chart real quick. Easily, really easy. FOMC, federal funds rate gets pushed up, market goes down. My opinion, at least, market goes down. How far down does the market go will depend wholeheartedly on how Apple, Google, and Amazon earnings and forward guidance comes out later this week. That's it. If FOMC meeting concludes, they leave the federal funds rate exactly where it's at, then I think market goes up. How high, you might ask? Well, it's going to depend on Apple, Google, and Amazon's earnings later this week and forward guidance. That's it. Now, where do I think we top out at? Max. I think we top out at 420 if we get up there. Why? Well, I mean, just look at the chart. Resistance, right? Previous support. Previous support back here, okay? And resistance. So that would be where I would think we would top out at if we can get way up there, all right? Now, next, GMVD. Small cap here, huge gap up over 100% on the day on that one. Watching to see if this 100-day moving average here at 530s area can hold support. If that can hold support, I think you got room here. You could see a visit of the $7 range. However, every single time this thing has gapped up, and every single time, or just about, it's made a big move, it's retraced the entire move. 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 Okay, at least here recently, it's retraced each and every single big push. There's nothing that leads me to believe that today wouldn't be the same. All right, so keep eyes on that and be very careful out there. GNS. Another one making a big move here, up over $5. If it can hold that $5 range, I think you get yourself a push here into 7. And then Tesla watching for that top resistance here at 182, 183 zone. If this level holds resistance, watch for Tesla to drop back down into the 170 area. All right, guys, the bell has rung. 1 minute into the day already. Nice push here on the ES from 40.53 up there towards 40.62. On the ES, if we can hold, at 40.55 to 40.60 zone, you got room here. You could get up here towards 40.70 before any major resistance, or not even major resistance, but some probable resistance. All right, guys, any questions, drop them in chat. Let's see how today goes. Yo, Dan, Benny, what's up? What's up? Kevin, how are you guys doing? Did you guys have a good weekend? A lot of work around the house, man. I did nothing around the house this time. Oh man. I do have a grill I gotta assemble and then a griddle I bought. I gotta assemble both of them. I hate doing that. It's just so tedious. It's a bunch of little parts. Benny on the way to work, just listening today. Well, man, glad to be on the radio there in the car, or at least on the radio speakers. Yo, Dan, your business travels got postponed. There you go, man. Well, congrats. It's a good week to be in the market, that's for sure. Like I said, I still expect kind of today to be quietish. Tomorrow, possibly to be even more quiet, especially as the day progresses, right? Like, it's definitely some volatility here in the morning, but then I expect it to calm down. And what I'm thinking is um, Wednesday after the FOMC meeting, that's when we should get our direction. No, bro. Grill in the rain and cold? Why didn't you just cook inside? No way. What? No. And cold? Hasn't been cold here in a while now. I don't even know. Like, honestly, it's really surprisingly warm. Usually we get some cold spells in January and February. Yeah, we're gonna be lows in the mid 60s and then highs in the low to mid 80s all week long. Extreme like range for sure. See here, got a text from Jonal. Guys, Jonal sent the watch list out already, so you should have it. If you don't get the watch list in your email, sign up right here. It's completely free. All right, guys, so Tesla finding resistance over there in the 180 area, coming on back down some. You got the ES starting to bull flag a little bit here. Kind of like that. Kind of like that bull flag. A little bit early for me. I typically don't take my first trades until about 9:40, 9:45. So we're starting to get there. I hope this doesn't break out now and make a push to 70. I think if we hit 70, I think we probably get up into the mid 70s. Come on, don't break out now. I just want a little bit more consolidation. The more think about it like a spring, right? Ah, there it goes. Think about it like a spring. The more it compresses, if and when it blows up, right? And just explodes and breaks out, the bigger the move. That's why I like the longer consolidations more often. That's why I work a lot off of the 60-minute chart. I like to watch and identify for those longer consolidation periods. I will be watching 60 for pullbacks for sure. Let me show you here what the 60-minute chart is looking like here on the ES. Here's a little consolidation. You remember this little consolidation? Before that big explosive move to the upside that we traded on, I think, Thursday and Friday. We're getting towards the top end of that here. I think that just gives way. But then we probably find some resistance at 70. And then that's what I'll be watching for. If we find resistance at 70 and we kind of pull back into 60, if we stick it, if it holds strong, then maybe that'll be an area I'll look to get long. Not in anything yet. Just looking around. Don't really have any news coming today, so we'll be watching for that pullback. Show you real quick here. No trades happening. Let's take a quick peek here at the equities chart. SPY trying to bounce off of, look, remember that 402 we talked about? We tested just in front of that area right off the bell. Pushed right off of it. GMVD halted now to the downside here. If it can hold above 6 or at least not break the day's low, this thing could trap shorts, guys. So be careful there if you're short. GNS having some troubles. GNS having some troubles there. Coming on back down to 5. It needs to hold 5 in order to stay relevant. Tesla, a little bit of a bear flag situation going on there. SPY pulling into VWAP, guys. Watch out there. Keep an eye on that VWAP test. See if it holds support. We pulled into 60 there. That's the area I want to watch and see if it can hold support. We'll see if it can. Is there something at 10? I was looking around and I didn't see anything. At least not US based. Gotcha. So 60 not being able to, not holding just yet. I mean, we're 59s, but it's not looking like it wants to hold. Oh, okay. I thought so. I was like, not sure. I didn't see anything, but I guess, could be wrong. Missed it. Spy trying to hold to VWAP there. We'll see. We'll see if this 60 wants to hold. I'm long there in front of 60 to see if it wants to give us that hold for a little pop. If it holds, great. If it doesn't hold, then I'll cut it loose down there under the support. And I love that Cuban coffee. Put out an order there, sell some in front of the highs just in case. You don't want to double top. We don't want to double top there, so I'll put an order to sell one there at the highs. There we go, getting that fill. Okay. See if we can get that move here higher and get that move into 70 land finally that we've been talking about for a minute. Whoop. Starting to push a little bit here, guys. You're starting to push a little bit there. See if we can get that push into 70. 69 could hold up a little bit, but I think we could tap that 70. We'll see. Kind of hold the stop on it, just basically underneath the break-even zone. The volume, I don't like the volume on this push here, actually. So I'm going to drop it to 69 real quick here. I don't like the volume on that push. We need more volume than that. That's not enough. That's not enough. If we keep struggling at 68, I will drop it off there. At least one more, just to protect myself. Okay, so we got the 69. We got the 69 hit. Now I'm going to hold on to this next one. See how much further we can go here. See if we can get into the high 70s. If we can get into the high 70s, I'll drop that last piece there. I'll drop that last piece up there just in case. And then here, stop on the remainder is going to be break even. Or just about, Next resistance zone really isn't until 76 or so. So I'll probably look to grab this off at 75 if it can get up there. The volume is starting to increase a little bit, and that's what we want to see. We want to start to see that volume increase a little bit here. We can drop that one off up there in front of 70, in front of 76 to 77 resistance zone. I'll be a happy camper with that trade, let me tell you. Come on, let's go. Let's get that 75 up here. Let's go. 72 is being tested. We're up 9 points and a quarter on that last contract. Long from 62.75 on that one. That was my final ad. Would like to see a continuation push here into 75 and really get that top end of that area tested from the 60-minute chart. Let me hop on over real quick here to the 60-minute chart and show you that. Here is that top end. We'll go ahead and move this little blue line right there. See that top end there? A little pivot high from back here. That's what I'm looking at to see if we can get tested. If we don't get it tested, no biggie. You know, we'll move on. It'll still be a good trade, a good way to start the day. Pulling back some here. I will hold my stop underneath 60 on this one. Guys, remember to do me a quick solid. Hit that like button. It really helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. So in this trade here, in this little pullback, I got long. And then when we started to bounce up, I added a little bit more. Didn't quite get my full size, but did get up there. I had 3 contracts. Probably would have maxed it out at 4. Don't think I would have gone after 5. Not today. But at least I caught 3 there. So if I can get this last take, really a pretty damn good trade, to be honest, overall. Long from that 62.75. If I can get this next take, that would be over 12 points on this last take. Just sitting here watching and waiting, guys. Watching and waiting to see if we're going to get this last take profit. Being patient. Starting a bull flag again. We're starting a bull flag again, which is interesting to see. Yeah, usually I do. Usually I do enter on market orders. Not always, but usually. Sometimes I'll just I'll just use the hot buttons. This was, in this case, I did enter on market, but I'm exiting on ask with limit orders placed right on the chart. I really like the placing the limit orders right on the chart. It's super convenient. I do the same when buying. In today's case, it was market. We got 8 minutes to 10. Today, I'm not worried about any news dropping at 10. Don't see any that's dropping. So, well, I'll either hit my profit target or I'll get stopped out. Nothing else in between. You guys remember when I told you a while back, you got to trade like you're a computer? This is how you do that. And then notice also, look at my hands, right? It's not even on the mouse. Why? Because I'm already in the driver's seat because I scaled out of this trade. Meaning, unless something wild happens and we got a 20-point flush here, there's no way I lose money on this trade. I could lose money on this contract. I could even lose a little bit of my realized P&L, but there's no way today turns red, in other words. Unless I do something dumb. Like, you could get greedy and add right back to full size right here on this bull flag. Could do that. And on a day where I'm super bullish and I think we have, like we're going to go back to 4,100, I would be I would be possibly looking to do something like that. But today, tomorrow, where I already said that I expect a little bit of chop and I expect smaller moves, I'm not looking to do anything crazy like that ahead of the FOMC meeting. Now we're pulling back in, losing some points here. We're only up 2.5 points now, coming all the way back down. If we break underneath this, all right, see, closing it out. That's it, closed it out. And I actually did give back a little bit of my realized P&L. I gave back $100, $125 of my realized P&L, which kind of sucks, but hey, it's still a green trade. Now, watch the difference. Had that contract hit my profit target there of 75, it would have instantly doubled my P&L on the day. I had already realized $600 in profit. If that next one would have hit, I would have realized another over $600 in profit, making today a $1,200 and some odd dollar a day, right? It didn't happen. So I was perfectly okay with that trade. I'm still up on the day, $475. Am I breaking any records? No. It's less money than I made on Friday, and it's less money than I made on Thursday. But guess what? It's 3 green days in a row. Definitely making money, right? It's risk management. I was perfectly okay holding on to that, seeing if we can get up there to 75 to see if we can double that P&L. We didn't double the P&L. I risked $125. I risked $125 here in order to double the P&L. It didn't double. All good. How come I don't? That is a mental trailing stop, Alex. That is a mental trailing stop. That was not my original stop when I entered the trade. My original stop when I entered the trade was under 40.60. I was looking at 40.58, 40.56, 40.55 even stop zones, right? That would have been my stop area. As the trade started to progress, my stop moved up with it. So it was a mental trailing stop. I don't use physical stops for the most part, especially in the morning trading, because I'm disciplined enough to stop out. I don't need it. How do I scan for plays? You don't need to scan for plays for when you're trading futures. I just trade the instrument, the ES. Now, how do I scan when I make my watch list that I send out every morning? I use trade idea scanners for the most part. I use the trade idea scanners. Those are, in my opinion, trade idea scanners are the best scanners in the industry by far. Here's a link if you want 15% off on those. Oh, no worries, Alex. Glad to have you on here, man. Yeah, I love questions. I know, Dan. I know, man. I want to punch it in the face. I want to punch that wick in the face. My God. Well, what are you going to do? So TC2000, which is... Oh, no, wait a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. You're not seeing that because you're seeing my chart from when I was trading. Hold on. So TC2000 are the charts I use. I use TC2000 for charting on equities. I love TC2000 charts. They're easy to use in the sense that my tools are right there. They're extremely... They're just fluid. And then for on here, when we're doing like... Look, because like, for example... I don't need to draw a bear flag on a chart typically for me to know and see the bear flag, right? But I'm on here on the stream, you know, and I'm showing you guys a bear flag or whatever. I like to be able to get in there and just draw it really quickly, right? Or if I'm showing you support and resistance, right? I like to be able to draw a line, do these circles, I put these arrows. I like to be able to do that fairly easily. TC2000 gives me the ability to do that. So I love these charts for that reason. Better than stock charts or TC2000. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with whatever stock charts is. I'm not familiar with that. Trading View, I've used a few times. People really like it a lot. I mean, it's, you know what they say, right? Kind of hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Like, I don't want to go learn TC2, Trading View just to make YouTube content. So I won't. I'll just stay using. That's the difference between a trader that makes money trading and people who are just on here to make content for YouTube. They don't care. Like, they jump from instrument to instrument, or tool to tool, just so that they can make content and show it to you and get views and likes and whatever memberships. I don't know, whatever the hell. I don't. That's not how I make my money. So I don't do that. So TC2000 is what I like for charting. So that's what I use. TradingView looks really good. I just don't want to learn it because I don't have to. Can I do a video breakdown of TC2000? Yeah, maybe we'll do one down the line here. I mean, there's really not much to it. There really isn't. It's a chart. Wow, bro, what a bounce back there on the ES, man. Unreal. It's gonna hit the 75 now. Like, if we can break 72, I think we hit 75. That would have been my last take profit. Instead of sitting 475 bucks on a day, I'd be sitting at 1200, which would have paired in nicely with Thursday and Friday of last week, up nearly 1,000 on each day. You see what I tell you guys prior, in prior videos, where I tell you that it doesn't matter if you've been trading for 6-7 years or 6 or 7 months. You do feel the emotions. The difference between that 6 or 7 month old trader and the 6 or 7 year old trader is that you don't let those emotions dictate your decision making. Like, a brand new trader right now would be so livid that they got shaken out on that wick into 60. And we're right back at 72, that they'd buy right here. They just buy right here looking for that breakout of 72. And it might work, or it might not. A more experienced trader just going to sit on their hands and wait for a new setup. That's it. Why do anything stupid? The Beast, what's up, my man? You made more money. I mean, I don't really know how to answer that, just me. Like, so you made money from 325 to 565 on a swing trade on Space. Would you have made more money day trading it? There's no way to answer that. There's no way to know. Well, there you go, guys. Did it hit 75? It hit 75. I would have gotten my last take. I would have gotten my last piece of profit off at 75 there. And then I got the Beast. Were you here, man? I had that one final contract order out at 75. I got shaken out on this nasty wick, only to have it bounce right back to 75. That's right, Dan. Then they think they made the right decision, and then they go and they do it tomorrow, and they get destroyed. It's frustrating. This is frustrating. Beyond frustrating. Instead of being up $1,200 on the day, because I would have gotten my 75 fill on that last take, I'm sitting here 475 bucks up on the day instead. That doesn't feel good. It doesn't. It doesn't feel. Anybody that tells you it does and it's fine, it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. That's bullcrap. That's not true. It sucks. But again, the difference between the inexperienced trader and the experienced trader is the inexperienced trader would have given up into these emotions, full mode into this. Maybe they would have taken profits off here and they would be like, oh, I'm awesome. And tomorrow, they get stuck in the same situation. They double top. They reject. They're down 20 points. And then they're like, oh, the market is rigged. Instead, I'm still sitting here green today and watching and waiting for the next possible potential setup. Exactly, the Beast. Exactly. But yeah, just me, it's impossible to tell you whether you would have made more money day trading it or swing trading it. I mean, there's just no way to There's no way. And another thing, the worst thing you can do is exactly that, right? You made money on the trade. I imagine you traded a trade plan. Who cares? You traded your plan. You made money. Congrats. Could you have had a better plan? I don't know. There's no way to know that. Just trade your trade plans. You trade your trade plans. That's all there is to it. If you get into a stock, if you get into a play, right? And you, like for example, this was my play right here, right? What did I say? 40-60 support, long, and looking for a move into 40-70. That's what I said, right? I traded that trade and I took profits along the way, okay? And then I waited for 40-75, my final take. I didn't get it. Now let's say I didn't get it because I got stopped out. Now let's say that it would have been cleaner and I would not have been stopped out and I would have gotten this last take at 40.75. I'm all out. Up $1,200 on the day, right? I'm all out and I'm up $1,200 on the day, right? Okay. And then it goes to 40.90 or 40.85. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, bro, I could have taken another extra. If I would have just held on, I would have gotten another 10 points. No. My final take profit was based off of that 60-minute chart because we have resistance at 40.76, 40.77. So I wanted to get off at 40.75. I was like, I want off the bus. This is my stop, right? Anything after that, if it happens, cool. Nothing to do with me. I traded my trade plan. Swing trade long, option, small account, challenge. I don't understand. Fungus TTV. I don't understand. Is there a question? I don't get it, man. Sorry. Just let me know. Yeah, the beast. Yeah, because, we're up here in this resistance area from the 60-minute chart. Let me hop on over to that chart real quick. You can see right here. This was my final target. I was long from my orders. I got filled at 40.61.25, 40.60.75, and then my final fill was 40.62.75. Right? My 40.61, I dropped it off at 40.65. My 40.60.75, I dropped it off at 40.69. That was a banger. That was nice. And then my 40.62.75, I was trying to drop off at 40.75, got stopped out at 40.60.25, gave back some profit. So it would have been nice. It would have been nice, but hey, not every day can be like it was Friday and Thursday. Yep. Yeah, and we have FOMC starting tomorrow into, well, not tomorrow, right? Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Where are my notes? Yeah, January 31st into February 1st, we have FOMC. So I expect things to not be huge. Like, I'm not expecting humongous moves. I'm just not. With FOMC meeting this week, I'm not expecting giant moves until we get the federal funds rate decision. Whether or not they're going to increase the federal funds rate or they're going to leave it the same. It's very simple. I said it in the watch list. If we have an increase in federal funds rate, market goes down. How low does it go? Nobody knows. It'll depend on Apple, Google, and Amazon earnings and forward guidance. If they leave the federal funds rate the same, I think we go higher. How high do we go? It's going to depend on Apple, Google, Amazon, and their earnings and forward guidance. Now, how high can we get? I think 420. I think 420 is as high as we can get. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they do 25 basis points or 50. It doesn't matter. Because what matters is they know we all know at this point, their target fund rate. So if we get 50 basis point this week on Wednesday, then next meeting is 25 basis point and there should be a pause. That's it. That's the way that's going to work, because that'll be 75 basis points, which is what's remaining to reach or fulfill the federal funds rate. Now, if they increase the federal funds rate, okay, if they go to 5.35, right, from 5.1, I don't know what we're at, right, just deduct 25 basis points from that, they'll go ahead and from 5.35, they'll go ahead, move that to 5.35, and then what happens? The market's gonna be like, well, damn, when is the pause? When is the pause coming? Because we're thinking we're gonna pause now here before the summer. When does the pause happen? What's going on? And then we get that pullback. Now, the only thing that could hold, maybe like support that pullback, is gonna be Apple, Google, Amazon, and their earnings and forward guidance. It hurts here to look at this ES and see where we're at. Pretty unhappy about that. Oh, cool. Nice. Nice little challenge there, Fungus T TV. He's doing swing trades on a sub $300 account. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for sure. All right, guys, let's go take a quick peek here at the equities charts real quick. And let's see what is happening on GMVD. GMVD opened up from that halt to the downside and actually went all the way down here and made fresh new lows. Now, if you really want to, and this is what I was talking about earlier from the TC 2000 charts, we have ourselves a little bear flag formation. Have our little bear flag formation here. Very easy. If you break down underneath this bear flag, you should get a little bit of continuation to the downside. I'd expect $5 area to possibly hold a little bit of temporary support at least. We'll see whether or not that goes down that way. GNS starting to try to come back to life here. It's kind of double bottomed a little bit here. If you get a high volume breakthrough VWAP and begin to hold support there, watch for this thing to attack the highs. Tesla still struggling down here. Tesla showing a little bit of extra weakness. It's got to be tired. The daily chart on this thing is hyper extended at this point. Amazing volume on this push higher, but I expect these 180s to hold Tesla down some, at least today. Meanwhile, you got the ES still trying to hold here, guys. I don't know what that wick was about, man. You can see how out of place. You can see how out of place this wick really is. Look how out of place this thing is. You know, I even looked at the time when we were in that trade and it wasn't 10 o'clock just yet. I thought, whoa, maybe I did miss something in the news, and there was some 10 o'clock news, but it wasn't 10 o'clock. That wick is just so out of place, it's ridiculous. But it does feel like something went down. We are at the top end of that resistance zone, guys, from the 60-minute chart we talked about. You can see it right there, that blue line. Guys, if you're brand new to trading, whether it's futures trading or equities trading, anything like that, don't hesitate. Here's a free course. Just go through it. Get yourself familiar with terminology and stuff like that, okay? Right there in chat, free course right there. Hey guys, just sitting and waiting now. We're up at the tail end of that resistance zone. It's going to start to get choppy, I feel, the more we progress into the day. I suspect that if we hit 10:30 a.m. or so and we really haven't made a move here or a nice clean setup by then, I think we could just get choppy. And I'd expect the rest of the day and into tomorrow to remain choppy. And I'm not looking to get chopped up. You know what I mean? So, going to play it safe. Definitely going to play it safe. All right, guys, we're starting to pull back away from that resistance zone. That's exactly the area I was talking about for that final take. Really kind of bothered by that. Won't let it affect the trading, though. Gonna let it pull back. I suspect we get back down into the 60s. And honestly, I don't think that we just go, we hit the 60s again and reverse course and go right back up there. I think it's possible that the bullishness on the morning is gone now. I mean, we'd have to really just stick that 60 and turn around, and I don't think we're going to get that. I wouldn't be surprised to see the SPY get back down near the lows and maybe just get choppy. I mean, we could see a sell-off. I'm not going to say we can't. I'm not going to say that it's not possible. I very much think it could be. I don't know if I'll trade it. It's difficult to really start to get a sense for direction as we progress in the morning here and have confidence in extension, because we could get down there, crack the lows, and then just get choppy. You know what I mean? Before you know, you're right back up at 403.50, and it just gets choppier and choppier as the morning progresses. And you get into your positions, you get a first take profit, zone hit, and then it turns around and stops you out. And then it happens again. And that's how you start to get chopped up. And I'm not looking to get chopped up. I haven't been chopped up in about a week. And I'm not looking to get chopped up. You know where I really got chopped up was when I was trading that trading competition. That's when I was really getting chopped up. I think it was just choppiness in the overall market at the time, but yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened during that competition. So we kind of stuck that VWAP there so far on the SPY, the mid 60s on the ES. Let's see what happens. Dan, everything's based off the chart. Everything. My entry is based, if I'm long biased, my entry is going to be based off of support. My stop loss, obviously underneath support. And then my take profit zones are going to be based off of resistance. That's it. Now, on a day like today, see, the only thing that will differ will be how much profit I take off at the resistance zones. On days that I expect choppiness, and this all comes down to risk management. On days that I expect choppiness or that I don't expect big moves, I'll take off more profit early on and leave smaller positions for the bigger move. Like typically, right? If I'm gonna grab, like today I had just 3 of these ESs. I would have taken my first off at the first profit target zone, and then the remaining 2 I would have held on for the move to 75. Right? Like if it would have been Friday or Thursday of last week, when back then, sadly, since it was the 2 different trades I took, and I want you guys to familiarize with this because we went over it on Friday. On Thursday, what was my trade? Can anybody remember what the pattern was that I traded on Thursday? I see names. I know you guys were here on Thursday. Let's see if you remember. What pattern was it that I traded on Thursday? And this is important because it's gonna make you understand how I position myself. I mean, if you're here to learn, boom. On Thursday, I traded a reversal pattern. Now, what did I say about when I trade reversals? Right? It's not a pattern that I trade often. I said 2 things about the reversal. I said one was when they work out, they can be bangers. When they don't work out, which is a high likelihood of it not working out, you have to be quick to stop out, right? So how do I mitigate my risk? I said I decrease my size. So I took 2 contracts. On Friday, what pattern did I trade, or what setup did I trade? What setup did I trade on Friday? Friday was a breakout. Friday, I traded a breakout. Now, what did I say about when I trade breakouts? They're not my go-to. So Thursday and Friday, I traded setups that are not really my go-tos. But if they meet the parameters that I'm looking for those specific setups, I will take the trade. But how do I mitigate my risk on them? I decrease my size. Friday, I said again, I'm only going to take 2 contracts because it's a breakout trade. I'm not looking to be in their full size. Full size meaning 3, 4, 5 contracts. And I said, if this would have been a pullback into support, this is what I said on Friday, this would have been a pullback into support, I would have taken my full size, 3, 4, maybe 5 contracts. Today was a pullback into support. Traded 3 contracts. However, today is a day where I said right out the gate, before the bell even rang on the day, I expect chop. I don't expect big moves. I'm not expecting, a 40-point move today, a 50-point move today. I'm not expecting that. So I'm going to be quicker on my takes, right? So that's what I did today. I was quicker on my takes. So I was long from 40.61.25, 40.60.75, 40.62.75. My 40.61.25, I dropped it at 40.65. My 40.60.75, I held on to that one a little bit longer. I dropped that one at 40.69. Why? Because possible resistance at 40.70. And then the big resistance was 40.76, 40.77 area, 40.78. So I wanted to drop that one off at 40.75. I didn't get it up there. I got shaken out on that wick, and I stopped out of it at 40.60.25. So all my targets were always based off of the charts. Every single time I have an entry is going to be based off the chart. And I'm not going to enter without knowing where my stop zone is. If I know where my entry is, then I automatically know where my stop zone is. Because if I'm entering long, then I know where my support is, right? Entry long, I know my support is here. Where's my stop? Under support. Where am I take profits? In front of resistance. All of my trades are always based off of the chart. My stop loss is not based off of a number. My stop loss is not based off of how much money I'm willing to lose on the trade. My stop loss is based off of where the chart says my stop loss is at. So the only thing that's going to change ever is going to be my position size. My position size is how I manage my risk. People often get confused. They're like, oh, I'm going to risk $100 per trade. And then they keep their position size the same. Always. There's no way in the world, if you're trading patterns or setups, that you can keep your position size the same always. It's no way. Because the chart might have your stop one day here, one day maybe here. You cannot have the same position size. You cannot. My favorite pattern, excuse me, my favorite pattern, it's hard to pick. It's really hard to pick. I think my favorite pattern right now is the bear flag. The stop loss is going to be dictated by the chart. The stop loss is going to be dictated by the chart. Example. Let's use something that I'm pretty sure everybody watching this stream right now is familiar with. We're pretty much all familiar with small cap, low float stocks. Just about everybody starts trading those. And one of the biggest mistakes new traders make trading those, trading bigger stocks, all right, large caps, trading futures, is they'll use one stop for everything. Meaning, if they're trading a small cap, they'll be like, I use a 10-cent stop. What? What are you talking about? You use a 10-cent stop. And I know this for a fact because I did it as a new trader. I did it as a new trader because some friggin' clown that's still extremely popular on social media said, oh, you can only trade stocks if you're going to have 1,000 shares and you're going to make $100 per trade. You need 10 cents, a 10-cent move in your favor. So your stop loss is going to be 10 cents. What? That makes no sense. Especially when you're trading a small cap, low float runner. You can't do that. You're going to get stopped out by the time you hit the buy button because of the volatility. You can't go into a stock that has made a move from $8 to $13 in 45 minutes and expect that you're going to have a 10-cent stop. It's not going to happen. Your stop is going to be dictated by the pattern, by the chart setup. If you have support at $8, you get down to 8, you tap it, you bounce off of it, and you have clear confidence that $8 is support because your technical analysis has told you that $8 is support. And you get long at $8.50. If the stock moves 10 cents to the downside, it's at $8.40. Are you going to get stopped out? And then people say, oh, they're fishing my stops out. You know, oh, the stop, they stop loss hunting or whatever nonsense. No, your stop loss was just wrong. Your technical analysis told you that the stop was at $8. Well, that the support was at $8. What does that mean? Guys, this is a serious conversation here. What does that mean? If your stop loss, if your support is at 8 and you're long from $8.50, your stop loss is not $8.40. Your stop loss is not $8.10. Your stop loss is not even $8. $8 is your support. Your stop loss is underneath $8. And I know that this conversation is going to annoy some people and they might even leave the stream. I'm not even looking at the analytics right now. Okay? Doesn't matter. I don't care. Because when I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to go to sleep tonight knowing that I put out good information for you guys. Your stop loss is under 8. That's it. Oh, but I can't give it all that room. Yes, you can. Decrease your position size. Decrease your position size. By decreasing your position size to account for that, 70 cents in stop loss area that you're going to have, right? Because you're long from 850. You can't stop at 8. You might end up having to stop at 780. because you got to give it wiggle room underneath the support zone. Now you have to account for that risk with your position size. Same thing. It's the same thing. You're long Tesla from $160. Do you seriously think you're going to have a 25-cent stop loss on a $160 stock? No. Your stop loss is probably going to be $1, $1.50, maybe even $2, maybe even $2.50 down. You don't know, right? Because we got to see what the pattern or the setup is. So you have to account for that size in the range with your position sizing. This is why I say you cannot have the same position for every single trade, the same position size. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The position size is how you manage your risk. The stop loss area, your entry area, your take profits, they're all going to be based off of the chart. If you want to trade patterns and setups, if you want to just chase momentum around and scalp it like some YouTubers do, hey, you know, I'm not going to tell you that that's not a legitimate strategy. It works for some people. Have at it. But if you want to trade setups, you want to trade patterns, right? Bull flags, bear flags, head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders, right? Ascending wedges, descending wedges, okay? U shapes. If you want to trade cup and handles, then your trade plan has to be based off of the chart. And your position size is what's going to dictate how much money you'll either win or lose. That's it. Back to the charts. Any questions, drop it in the chat section there, guys. I didn't even record that. That's all for you. It's not even recorded. This is the type of stuff I go into in my courses, in my actual courses, just much deeper. Just much deeper, obviously. If you're interested in looking into that stuff, and this will be the first time I plug a course in here in like a week, there you go. There's the link. If you want a coupon code, for it, just hit me up. Just write it up there in chat. I'll dig you a coupon code, or I'll send you my email. You can send me an email, and I'll have Jonah drop a coupon code for you or something. Man, that was a lot of information. I need a drink of water. Guys, watch the SPY for a possible drop back down to the lows. You had the drop under VWAP, and while I was yapping away there with that lesson for the morning, we started to establish VWAP resistance. You could get a drop back down here to the lows and a 9 EMA VWAP cross to the downside that could send the SPY into new lows on the day. You could see it get down here to test 400. I mean, if you crack the lows and have extension, and the 9 EMA holds resistance, that's a setup. That's a 9 EMA VWAP cross to the downside. It's one of my favorite setups. The NASDAQ is looking sad. That's funny. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Watch the SPY to maybe follow suit, guys. Good eye there. Good eye there, the beast. Wow, man, so much silence after that. I don't know, what was it, like a 10-minute tangent I went on how to trade setups? So much silence. Nothing to say, guys, at all? No questions? Come on. There's got to be at least one question. And I don't sound mean, right? This is serious. This is serious. This is a real question. Because, man, I'm doing this because I want to grow the channel, right? I'm not doing this for like, oh, like gold stars or some crap. Like, I want to make sure that I'm not coming across as a douchebag. Because that is not my intention. This is why, like, I know some other channels out there, and I hear stories on Twitter. People get mad, some streams and some videos and comment sections where the channel owner, I guess, I don't know what, the content creator, there we go, is mean and rude and stuff. Like, I'm not coming across like that, am I? Because it's not my intention. I tend to be blunt, and I don't plan to change that. but I'm not, like, that wasn't me scolding new traders. There we go. That wasn't me scolding new traders. It's just me. It's just me. like, like you guys didn't, like, that's not how I came across, right? Dan says I also work here. The B says, nah, all right. All right, all right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you guys are like, oh, Jesse, you sound like a douche, man. It sounds like you're scolding me. It's not the intention, but I just want the proper information to be out there. I want the proper information to be out there. You see how you got the 9 EMA VWAP cross to the downside on the Qs? That's what I would be looking for on the SPY. You're starting to get it. You're starting to get it here on the SPY. You already got it on the Qs. You went lower, fresh new lows on the Qs. On the SPY, you're starting to get that 9 EMA VWAP cross to the downside. I wish we would have gotten short there, or long puts, obviously. Oh, guys. Oh, bro, what did I tell you? I said watch for that double bottom on GNS. If it holds 5, this thing can go. Look at that move. Look at that move. Halted in front of the high day. Extension move off that level after the resumption. Wow. Wow, dude. What a move. Remember this line from pre-market that we drew out? Look at that, man. Are you kidding me? That's the same line here from this morning. No, that's the line we drew this morning in the market while the market was open. We drew that line right here recently. Yeah. What a move, man. GMVD, remember the bear flag? There you have the extension drop into 515, 514 area. Now we're starting to come back a little bit. But damn, GNS, what a move, guys. Guys, give me 1 second. All right, guys, back. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you were to watch GNS for an entry opportunity, and this is, I'm going to keep close eyes on this, I'd watch the $6 zone. This is perfect because this is going to show us what I was talking about. The potential support here is going to be at the $6 zone. Why? Previously, the high of day, let me see, what was this high? 587, okay? 587 was the previous high. It was also 592, that general area, was the halt price. What else do we have there now? Intraday, we have the 38.2 Fibonacci level and we have the 9 EMA. Obviously, it doesn't stop there. So let's go over to the daily chart. Did we have anything at $6 area? Well, right here, we had a high of 628. Okay, so we have that previous resistance rejection of that 30-cent zone, $6, which is perfectly fine. So that $6 area there is going to be an important level that needs to be watched, in my opinion. Now, if I were to look to get long this thing, after confirmation of a $6 level hold, my stop loss would be underneath this previous resistance of the high 580s. So anywhere in that range there would be my stop loss. Anywhere in here would be my potential entry. The higher my entry is, my stop does not move. My stop remains here. If I get long this thing at 609, where's my stop loss? Here. If I get long this thing at 596, where's my stop loss? Here. If I get long this thing at 630 because I'm not quite sure we're going to pull that deep in, where's my stop loss? Here. The only thing that's different in all three scenarios is how many shares I can take upon my position. And those shares, or that amount of shares, is going to be dictated by my risk, not my risk management, my risk tolerance. Okay, now what's my risk tolerance? Well, it depends what my risk tolerance is, what yours is. Everybody's different, right? You might have a $100 per trade risk tolerance, meaning you cannot lose much more than 100. You know, when you say 100, you're talking about, 100, 125. There's slippage, there's commissions, etc., possibly, right? So you would take, the higher your entry is, you would take smaller amount of shares to compensate for your $100 risk tolerance, okay? So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see how that one works out. Man, what a shame. SPY breaking down here. Couldn't catch puts there or get short on the ES up here. That's when I went off on my little lesson tangent and really couldn't go after it. That's a shame. I hope somebody caught it though. I mean, we talked about the SPY 90 MA VWAP cross before it happened. Hopefully someone caught that one. Nice, Beast. Good short, man. Good job. Good entry short there, man. Wish I would have caught a piece short. I don't think I'm going to get another trade, at least not now. Maybe in the afternoon. I rarely trade the afternoon session. Gonna give it another few minutes and then I might call it a morning for myself. Definitely left some money on the table here short. Didn't capitalize on that short opportunity. We talked about it. We said I don't believe. I said I don't believe the pullback into VWAP on the SPY is going to hold. I think we'll crack it and go lower. And there you have it. I mean, gone significantly lower since we said that. Spot on. Yeah, the analysis was spot on. I just wish I would have caught the short. I caught the long from the pre-market analysis, but didn't catch the short from the intraday analysis. Hey, 10 points. Nice job, man. Nice 10-point move there, the beast. Good job, man. Good job. My kid's sitting at the breakfast table eating breakfast, and she's FaceTiming me. The only thing, I can't get short here again. There's no, like, I can't go after a short. We're in front of potential bounce areas. 40.50 through 40.40 is potential bounce areas. Let me show you real quick here. Here is your 60-minute chart. Here is 40.50 area. You can see previous, you know what, we'll just bring this blue line down. So call it the mid 40s. Here's 40.50. Okay. And then here's 40.40. You can see bounce here, bounce, well, yeah, support here, resistance back here. So this whole area here is potentially resistance. I'm sorry, support. If we have a bounce back into, we have a bounce back into like 40.52-ish, maybe, you know, if we start bear flagging underneath 40.50, it could be a potential entry for a scalpable short down towards 40.45 and then 40.40. That could be something to look for. But like I said, you could just bounce back at any point in time here in this level, so it's not something I would go after. We'd have to really see some big volume increasing, showing more extension to the downside, but I don't think I'm going after it. We'd have to get such a clean bear flag for me to get tempted. Might just hold on to today's profits and wait for tomorrow. He's just like, I'm not going to sleep. Dude, what time is it over there, the beast? This is like 1 in the morning, 1:30 or something like that. Feels like it would be really, really late over there. 2 a.m. already? Good lord, man. I don't know how you do it. Check Discord. Let me check the Discord real quick. What did you post? Are you taking that energy drink? All right, you're getting a little bounce back here. Remember we said 45 area. Look at that 60-minute chart. Look at that wick into 45 area. Trying to get a little bounce there. I just saw it. I just saw it. Nice, Dan. Yeah, man. Always got to keep an eye. That's putting hours. That helps you to get pattern recognition down packed. Nice bounce off of that 40 50 40 45 zone, guys. Look what we're talking about. This is madness. This is Sparta. Guys, that's a nice bounce there off those lows. Possible reversal here, but now what you want to watch for, let me hop on over to the SPY chart real quick. Give you another free lesson on the day. Just at least a partial for now. Remember we talked about this 9 EMA VWAP cross to the downside? We got it, right? Now, if you're going to have continuation to the downside, this 9 EMA should show up as resistance. If it doesn't, then it could get choppy. All right, guys. Looks like it's a one and doneer for me today. All good. I wouldn't change anything at all from it, to be honest. The trade was sound. The trade plan was good. Profits were made. I just got, let me see, you got the chart there. I just got shaken out on this wick. That's all. Happens. It happens. It happens. I mean, what can you do, right? Look, we pushed. Rejection, bigger wick, and then we got that nasty drop. I got stopped out of the remaining part of the position. Took a little L on that last one, but all in all, still a nice green trade, a nice green day, not bad. We went right after that. We went right to my target. You know, it is what it is, right? It's a part of a cost of doing business, I guess. But you know, we move on. Tomorrow's a new day. It's been a really nice little green streak that I've had cooking here, so I'm happy with that. We'll see what tomorrow holds. I'll be back live again tomorrow at the same time as usual. Nothing else will be posted today on YouTube other than maybe a YouTube short. Friday's trade recap, if you were not on the live stream on Friday and you want to see Friday's live trade recap, I'm going to put a link here in chat to that recap with the live trade recording that I did here in the stream. Let me grab that trade here for you. Got it. Friday's trade recap with live trade. There you go. And click that. Go watch it. I think you will very much enjoy that one. 9 AMA showing up as resistance right now on the SPY. We could see for the downside, guys. All right. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, guys. Remember, tomorrow, 9:15 a.m., I will be back on the stream here, and we will be going over everything. If you want me to leave the scanners up for a little while longer, let me put these up here. If you want me to leave these scanners up here for a little while longer for you with the equities chart, type the number 1 in chat. Let me know you want me to do that, and I'll leave them up here for a little while longer for you. Dan says 1. Chris says 1. Can we get one more 1 out there? Anyone else want me to leave these charts and scanners up for a little while longer here as I bow out for the morning? Just 2 people want to see it? Come on. We need a third one. Dan, Chris, no one wants to help you guys out, man? No way. Shame, shame. I will leave it up for Dan and Chris. Cannot believe you guys left Dan and Chris holding the bag like that. That's messed up. That is messed up, guys. Unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable behavior. Dan, Chris, I'm going to leave the scanners up for you guys. Hope everybody has a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. for the next stream. And then remember, Wednesday, we got the conclusion of the FOMC meeting that starts tomorrow. We will be looking for either a change in the federal funds rate or leaving it as it is. If it changes and it goes to, it goes higher, then I think market goes lower. If it stays where it's at, I think market goes higher. Very simple. And like I said, how high, how low, it's going to depend on Amazon, on Apple, and on Google or Alphabet, obviously, earnings this week, okay? Have a great rest of the day, gang.